My name is Cassidy. I am a recent college graduate, an artist, and right now in my life, it's the perfect time to play Survivor because I'm young, I'm fit, I haven't really started my career fully yet, so this is like where I want the beginning of the rest of my life to happen. And I'm gonna win, I just know it, because I've got the universe on my side, you know, I'm super in tune with that energy, and I feel like people overlook that so much, like how to manifest. People just see that as woo-woo, but I know that that's where the true power lies. The fox is actually my spirit animal. It's mischievous, it's clever. I mean, my name Cassidy means clever in Irish, but you know, also the trickster, the master manipulator. Like, I really wanna play a very social game, but you know, I'm not afraid to chop the head off a snake when I need to, you know. The fox is out of her den, so I'm ready to get started.
My name's Cody Assenmacher. I live to get radical. I work as a sales executive for an elevator and escalator company, and I grew up in Preston, Iowa, but I left home and found home in Hawaii. Hawaii's paradise. The aloha spirit is just like being Iowa nice, so it's gonna be a challenge in Survivor because being from both of those places, people look at each other in the eyes and make commitments, people shake each other's hands. You know, they're small towns, they're small islands where everybody knows each other, so you have to be a man of your word because that's all you got. But I'm an adrenaline junkie. Any new experience, I'm going for it. That's why I have living tattooed on my butt cheeks, because that's my mantra. That's how I do my life. So I was made for this. I was destined for this. I've manifested getting on the show, and now I'm manifesting to win it. So I'm gonna play this game as myself. There's relationship building in the front and some wily strategization in the back. Should be sweeping people out of tribal council.
My name is Dwight. I'm from Memphis, Tennessee, and I'm currently a grad student. I think I can be the sole survivor because I've always acted more mature than my age. From like a young age of 5, I realized I wanted to interview a lot of influential figures. So I've interviewed 3 secretaries of state, I've interviewed a few senators, and I tried to interview President Obama when he was in office, but unfortunately that one didn't work out. Hope maybe one day though, get that one still. But now, I currently attend Stanford University, and I know some people would think, oh, he's a Stanford student, oh, he's an academic student, he's not gonna be able to work with people from various backgrounds, but I do feel very confident in my ability to do so, and I know I get probably one shot at this in my life, so I just want people to think that I didn't sit back and play a scared game. I just wanted people to think that I came out here, put 100% of my energy and effort into this game, and that people can be proud of that and realize, hey, I want to play like this guy someday. I want to go out there and have absolutely no fear in my game and in my life in general.
My name is Elie. I'm 31 years old. I live in Salt Lake City, Utah, and I'm a clinical psychologist. As a psychologist, I have to think on my feet all the time, and I think it's going to help me in the game because a large part of what I do is get people to talk about their traumas, talk about the worst day of their lives, and that's often not something that people are really interested in doing. So I plan to play a really social game. I think of myself a lot like Cirie Field. She was super flashy. She's a gangster in an Oprah suit, and I think in a way I'm a wolf in a Brene Brown suit. So I'm obsessed with Survivor. Survivor's not just a competition, it's a vessel for growth and transformation, and you can't watch that and not be like, I need a little bit of that for me too.
Hi, my name is Geo Bustamante. I was born in Peru, but I grew up in Miami, and having to experience a completely different culture that we have here in the United States, I feel like it's gonna be a benefit for me because I think people will underestimate me, but I'm here to play the game at the end of the day because I've been watching Survivor for probably 10 years. And Survivor has actually helped me a lot. Being a gay Latino immigrant, you know, you start creating all these insecurities when you're young about yourself. But seeing people like me on Survivor that were doing such a good job has given me that strength that make me say, you know what, if you want to be on Survivor, go for it. So I want to play the game hard, and I want to play the game until somebody tells me, listen, you're playing too hard. I'd rather like tone it down a little bit than not do enough and then go home having regrets.
My name is James, I'm from Philly, and I think I had what it takes to win Survivor because I grew up playing chess. I won the US Open for my rating bracket when I was like 12 and played pretty competitively across the United States. So that gave me a nice kind of world view, but I also was kind of the only person that kind of looked like myself at those places. So I feel like being a fish out of water in a bunch of different environments and navigating those social structures will bode well in this game. With chess, there's not one way to actually win. I feel like it's timing. When do you make that move? When do you deviate from the plan to throw your opponent off guard? Same thing here with Survivor. Survivor, everybody's making moves. Every vote off's a move. The question is, when do you take your shots? And when do you sit back and let other people make their mistakes? So I'm just excited to get out there. The more information I get, the more stuff going on, the more variables, the more chaos, the better for me, because I feel like I'm good at those things, and this will prove if I am or I'm not.
Hi, I'm Jeanine, and I'm a UX designer from San Francisco. I definitely think that being a first-generation immigrant will help me in this game because I have with me the grit that my dad had when he came to the States with $50 in his pocket, not knowing the language, not knowing anyone. I mean, that's kind of like what Survivor's gonna be, where I'm just gonna have to, start from the bottom and work my way up. But I think a lot of people are going to typecast me as an intellectual. That is a part of me, but I'm really trying to kind of break outside of that stereotypical Asian that I think we're used to seeing and say, I'm a UX designer, I'm not a mathematician. So really just trying to lean into kind of that creative side of my personality. I'm so excited! I can't even tell you. I just feel like I am a little baby seeing the world for the first time.
My name is Jesse Lopez. I am 30 years old and I am a survey methodologist. I joined a gang as a teenager, and being gang affiliated, things like that, you have to stay on your toes. You have to just develop a level of street smarts, you have to be able to read a room. But at some point I switched, got my GED in juvenile hall, went on to UC Berkeley, went on to Duke, and now I have a PhD in political science. Basically, I've spent 6 years studying how people vote, so this show is sort of like everything I've sort of studied, everything I've researched, but it wasn't easy, going from sitting in a juvenile hall to getting a PhD at Duke. There's a lot of days where you doubt yourself, and I know that I'm gonna doubt myself out here, right? But if I'm not afraid, I don't think I'm in the right spot. So I think in life, I've been incredibly lucky, but I've also been able to turn that luck and do something with it. And so I think that if I see an opportunity out here, if I get lucky out here, I'm gonna know how to go all the way with it.
My name is Justine Brennan. I work in tech sales and I live in Los Angeles, California. There's more than what meets the eye with me. I know that I usually have my hair done, I usually have my nails done, but I grew up racing dirt bikes on the weekends with my dad. And if you're familiar with tech sales, it's a very male-dominated industry, but specifically cybersecurity, it's even more so. So I am very used to being the only female on my team. That's happened to me multiple times. So I completely think that people are gonna underestimate me, and honestly, that is part of my strategy. I want them to look at me and think that she probably doesn't want to get her hands dirty, but I'm a super competitive person. I've been an athlete my whole life. So the most fun part is going to be doing the challenges, because I'm just like, oh, I want to do that. I know I would be good at that, but I need to kind of tone that down a little bit and then kind of come out as a dark horse near the end.
My name is Karla Cruz Godoy. I am a project manager and I'm from San Diego, California. Having to survive in real life is definitely what has prepared me to be on this show. Growing up poor, you learn to kind of like fend for yourself, and in a way that made me very selfish because you kind of had to cheat. Sometimes I had to steal to get by. Just being able to like look someone in the eyes and literally lie to them, I think I'll do a good, and then being able to start drama, like my family, they're chismosas. A chismosa is someone who's nosy, and I'm a chismosa because I want to know everything about you, but I'm not going to tell you everything about me. So to finally be here, the sand on my toes, the breeze, the humidity in my hair, I'm living.
My My name is Lindsay. I am 42 years old and I am a registered nurse. What makes me great at being a caregiver overflows into every other aspect of my life. It's why I'm a good mom, a good wife, a good friend. And in order to be a successful nurse, you have to be able to thrive in chaos. And I'm hoping I can use those skills to win the game of Survivor. But as one of the oldest players, I think people are gonna underestimate me. So I'm excited to come out here and take risks, risks that I'm not able to take in my everyday life. And when I make it to the final 3, the one thing that I'm gonna remember is advice that my dad had given me a long time ago. And he said, when you're at that last mile of a marathon, are you gonna speed up or slow down? So I'm gonna make sure that when I cross that finish line, I'm going as fast as I possibly can.
My name is Mike Gabler. I'm originally from Texas, now I live in Idaho, and I'm a heart valve expert. Working in the operating room under high stress, I think is the perfect way to prepare yourself for Survivor. And I've been working in the operating room for 20 years, but I'm not your prototypical medical device person in that I look like this. I have tattoos, I've got a beard, and I'm a pretty big guy. So for first impressions, I'm probably gonna be perceived as being a pretty intimidating guy, but I've got a heart of gold. I really care about people a lot. And the longer I'm in there, the more that people get to know me, I think the better I will do with people. But at the end of the day, outwit, outplay, outlast, you're gonna have to be a little ruthless. Like I always say, the good friend will stab you in the front. So I hope I'm that good friend that can just, take everybody out one by one with a smile.
My name is Morriah. I'm from Philly and I'm a performing arts teacher for middle schoolers. Being a middle school performing arts teacher prepares me for Survivor because first of all, I have to convince preteens that it's fun to sing, dance, and act. It's like the one stage in their life where they're closing into their bodies and they don't feel like being out and open. And I have to convince them that it's a cool thing to do. I think my fellow castmates are gonna perceive me as a threat who has a strong social game because any space I step into, I wanna leave it brighter than what I found it. So colors for me is kind of like my fuel, and my superpower is kicking people with color and punching them with joy. I don't really care if you're having a great day, I'm going to make you smile. But I'm coming to play, I'm coming to change the game, and I'm coming to win. Drop the 3, put a picture of me for season 43, because that's gonna be the look of it. It's gonna be 4 picture of Morriah. That's how it's gonna look.
Hi, my name is Nneka. I'm a pharmacist by trade from Weatherford, Texas. But originally I'm from Nigeria. That's where I was born and raised before I moved to the United States with my family about 16 years ago. Coming into this game, I'm going to have to draw from all of my life's experiences, all 42 years of them. I think that playing Survivor is about leveraging your strengths because I'm a terrible liar. I can't cheat. It's how I've raised my kids. But my smile is a huge part of who I am. It can be a tool I can use to where they do exactly what I need them to do because they trust me. And I would not be here if I was not absolutely sure that I could win. So I am here. You can get first dibs at the season 43 Soul Survivor title owner.
My name is Noelle Lambert, and my life has definitely prepared me for the game of Survivor. I was a 3-sport varsity athlete. I earned myself a Division I scholarship to play lacrosse. I was a standout player. I started every single game. I was a leading point scorer. And then I was in a moped accident that caused me to lose my left leg above the knee. But about a year later, I returned to the lacrosse field. I scored a goal in my first game back. So that's when I decided to do a sport that I'd never even tried before, and it was track and field. So a year later, I was able to compete at the Tokyo Paralympic Games, and there I set a new American record for the 100 meter for my classification group. So I don't want people to look at me and see that I'm broken. I want people to look at me and be inspired and motivated. And just to be here, it is honestly a dream come true, and I think I'm absolutely gonna win. I'm gonna be the first amputee to ever win the game of Survivor.
I'm Owen, and I'm a college admissions director. So I was born in Korea and I was adopted when I was 4 months old. I grew up in the DC suburbs and then I moved to New Orleans, went to college there, loved it, and then I found my job doing admissions. Survivor means a lot to me. I used to watch it with my family every week when I was a kid. I used to daydream about seeing my name in the opening credits. So I've been preparing for this for a very long time. I've watched everything you could ever watch about Survivor. I've been working out a ton. It might not look like it, but I promise these legs have some gas in them. But I'm not 100% sure how people are gonna perceive me. I mean, I've got the long hair now, so I think some people might think woo, but I love me some Malcolm. I think he's handsome and smart and charming, like come on. So just being here means so much and I just want to soak it all in because getting to play the game that I love, like it's gonna be amazing no matter what.
I'm Ryan Medrano, I'm from El Paso, Texas. I do personal training and I also work in an electrical warehouse. I think I have what it takes to be the sole survivor because I've been through a lot. Early in life, I was born 3 months early and I had mild cerebral palsy. Doctors said I wouldn't walk, but after going to therapy for 4 years, it allowed me to walk and it allowed me to converse with other people. But it made my thinking a bit slow. So learning people and their facial expressions really helps me to anticipate what's gonna happen next so that I'm not lost in the dust behind this conversation. So I think in the game, I'll be able to read people very well and tell if they're lying or not to me. And I'm gonna leave it all out there because my love for Survivor is worse than watching a scary movie. You get the build up and my heart starts pounding as if I'm in the game when I'm watching it. And it makes me go like, ah, Jeff, you little, like, I love him.
My name is Sami Layadi, I'm 19 years old. I'm a pet cremator from Las Vegas, Nevada. Survivor is a year older than I am, so it's such a unique experience to be out here at such a young age, but I 100% believe I will be the youngest winner in Survivor history. That's not cockiness, I truly believe I have what it takes to come out and outwit, outplay, and outlast everybody else because I put myself in a lot of positions where I've had to interact with a lot of different kind of people at such a young age. Like pet cremation, you know, people are at their lowest of lows when they lose a pet. You gotta be able to read the room, go in there and get the job done. In fast-paced, high-pressure situations, somebody like me, I run off of pure adrenaline all the time. Like, I'm burning fat just talking right now. And with Survivor, I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna put on the best show that I possibly can. And some would say, I'm not ready for this experience. The game is older than I am, but to those people, I say, watch me work.